You know, you take what you can at this point. There's going to be some ups and downs. That's why you play the games early. I think this will be a good indication of where things are and where you're heading.
The overall record for both of these teams stands at 3-12. Time to make your stand if you're Incarnate Word or Northwestern State. Incarnate Word starts with the basketball and a short corner leaner by R.J. Glasper. He's an incredible scorer.
Well, that's what you want. You want to start the game off on a positive foot and at the same time go to your leader. He's the guy that can get you going, and he does. That's the way you want to start the game.
Starting lineup for Northwestern State as Brian White takes it baseline and gets slapped away by Drew Lutz. Well, it includes Kendall Coleman, as we mentioned again, which is going to be big for this Northwestern State team. Drew Lutz, outstanding point guard for Incarnate Word, who leads the league in assists at 4.6 per game. It's his first block of the season. He does so on Brian White, who, coach, is actually the shortest player in all of Division I at 5'6".
Well, and he was promptly cheered by his teammates. That was a standing ovation for that block. Didn't come without recognition.
And an early clock adjustment is on the way. Meanwhile, Northwestern State, on the first possession offensively of the game, they bring Cedric Garrett out, and Coach McConaughey gets Zarabi Ginty in for the first time out of the Republic of Georgia.
Well, it's good to get guys some playing time here early, and again, the beauty of the tip-off tournament and games this early is you get to play 3 games, 3 days, familiar foes, the teams you're going to play again and again. And we said, when we joked, we said 3 times, might be 4 times, you don't know. And I don't know how I would have dealt with that, but I know your team's going to be ready to play because there's familiarity.
And that's the deal with Mike McConaughey coach teams. He always thinks about having a really deep bench, always play a lot of guys, so that might work to his advantage in this tournament.
Well, it will. It always pays off when you can play guys.
An early 3 by Ginty rims out, and the Cardinals, who really were struck on the mouth from the word go against Nichols yesterday, off to a 5-0 lead off the 3-pointer from Gigi Ezedima.
John, what do you do when you get knocked down like they did yesterday? You get back up. That's what they've done. And they've gotten back up and hit 2 big shots. And talk about a big shot. That's huge too, stepping up and knocking down the shot. So, you just want to really be there for your team.
That's Carvel T-Set, the second-year freshman out of Baton Rouge, Scotlandville High School, became eligible at this semester and hits a 3. He's great at that. So is this big man, Benjamin Christie, a freshman out of Australia, but he comes up short. Now we're getting some up-and-down action here in this semifinal.
Glad the guys we highlighted are knocking down shots. Shows you we knew what we were doing.
Absolutely we do. Long rebound out to Lutz, and he takes it ahead. Good no-look for a finish by Josh Morgan, and Incarnate Word back out to a 4-point lead.
Yeah, I love the dish. That's a great dish in transition, just a flip pass right in stride.
It's like a good matchup so far between Northwestern and Incarnate Word. The winner moves on to play at 1:30 tomorrow in the 5th place game of the Consolation Championship against New Orleans. The loser gets HBU at 11 o'clock. Another pull-up jumper by Carvel T-Set, the freshman, getting it done early.
High percentages, John. Great focus on both teams. You can see both teams ready to play.
Incarnate Word coming off the 87-56 loss to Nichols yesterday. They're down at one point, 31-6. It was just not a good day for the Cardinals. They're trying to wipe off that memory. As R.J. Glasper is just a natural-born scorer. He already has 4 points.
Again, I think both teams are showing that you can come back from a loss. And, yesterday was yesterday. Step up and just, both teams on fire, John. I guess sometimes you don't have to be, you need a motivational speech as a coach. You just take yesterday's game and show them the game film and say, all right, guys, what do you want to do today? And they're ready to go. I mean, this is really great intensity and I think focus on both teams.
Carvel T-Set already 3 for 3. Brian White picks up his first foul, and it's the first on either team. And our first significant whistle is Cedric Garrett's back on.
And it's not that both teams aren't playing defensively. There's good intensity. I just think the offense is just a little better than the defense. The focus is good and the concentration. Those are tough shots they're hitting, but they're hitting them.
For Northwestern State, they came up with an 89-67 loss to A&M Corpus Christi. The Islanders really on fire early this season. That was on line by R.J. Glasper, but short. Here come the Demons. looking for the lead. T-Set gives it up. Trying to get a touch again for Kendall Coleman, just back off the COVID protocol. A couple misses early by the second-year freshman.
Well, that's a good look. That's where you want him to operate. A point touch, point blank at the basket. Love the action.
Lutz gives it out. Deep two, buried by Ezudima. Ezudima's hit a couple deep ones so far.
Well, you can see the three-point shooting prowess of Incarnate Word. They really, if you give them looks, they can knock down shots.
There's going to be a foul inside on Brandon Swaby. Swaby whistled for his first and team's first on Incarnate Word. Our officiating crew for this one is Brent Dugas, along with Roderick Dixon and Steven Chiara.
Well, I've known those guys a while. I joked, I said, couldn't we get a better crew than that? And they joked back that, you know, these guys do a good job. I've been impressed with the officials in this tournament. They're veteran guys.
Brian White lines in a three, and White evens it up at 11.
John, what do these teams have for pregame today? I got to find out. I needed to feed these to my teams. These teams are on fire. They're shooting the ball with just tremendous range.
R.J. Glasper answers right back with another three.
There's something in the water. There's got to be.
Certainly is. It is a special start to this matchup between Northwestern State and Incarnate Word. Playing very unlike two teams that were taken out of their games yesterday. Three-pointer to answer back. That's long by LaTerrence Reed. And here comes Incarnate Word. Glasper looking to score early yesterday against Nichols. They've got 14 already.
No, they're ready to play. And again, that's something, you know, your coaches get you ready, but as a player, you got to get yourself ready too. And they've done that.
I love that matchup. Glasper against T-Set. They're guarding each other on both ends of the floor as well as Lutz leans in, grabs his own miss. How about that? Glasper gives it up for a corner three for Brandon Swaby. A rare miss.
Now, good hustle. I really like that hustle of offensive rebounds, reloads.
Carvel T-Set doesn't even need to get his feet set.
You know, I'd have been on my players for that shot, and then when it goes down, those are the kind of shots that sit you down as a coach, John. That was not a high percentage look, but when your best players are shooting that, you give them a little more freedom because they can knock those shots down. And here's wholesale substitution, looks like.
Wow. Look at this replay. I mean, it's so quick getting off his hands, Coach.
Now, that's unbelievable. You watch that, and you're still amazed, even as you see it. But here's classic Mike McConaughey, the hockey substitution, 5 guys strong, not afraid to go to his bench.
No, he leaves T-Set in. That's good coaching right there. He leaves T-Set in, but then 4 come off the bench.
4, I should say. That wasn't 5.
Yeah, it was almost.
You are not going to let him get anywhere near the bench at this point.
Absolutely. Three-pointer off the mark by Ezudima. And we'll get a look at this new look Demons team on the offensive side with the 4 substitutions, including Ginty going to work inside, and he knew he had an advantage down low.
Well, the double team came, but it was way too late. You got to get there on the dribble. Double team didn't come until 2-3 dribbles. Too late, and paid the price.
Yeah, so Robbie Ginty, 6'9", 225, out of the Republic of Georgia. They think as the language barrier especially gets clamped down, he's going to get better and better as the season goes on. Really make an impact. Big jump stop by Lutz, and Drew Lutz converts his second bucket.
Yeah, they're only shooting 75%, John, from the floor. That's it. A cool 75, and make that 80, I think, with those last 2 shots. This is quite a start for UIW, and you're going to have to make sure, if you are Northwestern State, you got to find something.
Who's going to blink first? It was one of the first misses by T-Set, and on the run, layup does not go home for Josh Morgan. Good hustle back by Drew Lutz to knock it away.
Now, that was a missed opportunity there, a chance to take the lead on a blow-by layup. You know, John, the game is fast-paced, and it's going to slow down, but no signs of that now. You know, as the game goes on, things equalize, but I really like the pace of this game. Both teams playing just with super energy.
Ginty, a good inside-out player, not able to make that one go. Rebound kept alive, and it's off of Incarnate Word. I tell you, credit Cedric Garrett for keeping that alive. Northwestern State head coach Mike McConaughey says we do a good job of getting up and down the floor. Pretty good rebounding team as well at times this year.
Well, they always keep guys on the floor with energy. That's the advantage. That's the motivation behind playing a lot of players, and it's good for morale, good for chemistry. I think it's good for your team feeling like you're always going to be in the game. If you don't play a lot of minutes, you're never sure when you're going in. Hard to get yourself going, but your number's going to be called. I just think it's a great way to play to build team build team morale.
Cedric Garrett slips it inside. Ginty with the finish against a smaller player and one.
I love the roll to the basket and the hands, but the finish, look at this. It's the screen, the release, the catch, the push, and the balance to get that shot off. What a great textbook screen and roll. It's just too late for guards to come down there and roll down, but using your size advantage, that's really important to be able to get that shot to fall.
Zarabi Ginty, a transfer from Southeastern Community College in Iowa, now has 5 after converting the three-point play. His teammate Carvel T-Set has only missed 1 shot. He's got 11, and the Demons have their first big advantage at 19-16. Heyman just in. Dylan Heyman going to work, giving it off to Glasper, and Glasper's fouled on the floor. T-Set is whistled for his second, and so that's big for the Demons. They're going to be able to survive not having Carvel T-Set on the floor.
Well, this game's moving so fast, and players coming in and out for Northwestern. Always found it hard to play against teams that substitute a lot. I always wanted to get a hockey matchup. I could never get it from the officials. But they used to do that, John. They used to give you with multiple substitutions. They let you match up. I don't think they do that anymore.
That'd make it a lot easier, wouldn't it? R.J. Glasper gets his man up in the air. Brian White flies by, but the jumper off the mark. Swaby stays with it.
Good hustle on the offensive glass.
I just love what you say, Coach. I mean, these two teams were not going to be defined by what happened yesterday. It's all about today for them.
No, I love the energy and just the mindset of going up and wiping out yesterday. Yesterday's gone. You can't get that back. No matter what, if you didn't play well, the other team had some breaks, did some things well. It's one game. You're as good as your next game, so that you bounce back. That's what competitors do.
Couple ball handlers with 2 fouls apiece now. Brian White picks up his second, and Northwestern State does not have Amarian McDonald, a freshman they really like, who's kind of a third point guard for them. This one gets thrown away, but it is going to stay with UIW. So watch that for the Demons, some foul trouble at the guard spots.
Well, again, if you're Northwestern State, you can afford to have a little foul trouble because you've got depth.
Yeah.
Your Incarnate Word, you better go to a zone or hold on the ball a little bit. You don't want your major guys going out because you're down some players, and that's unfortunate. Your bench is thin.
Terrence Reed can handle the ball a bit, and he is in. Only 3 to shoot for R.J. Glasper. A lot of body, got it up, barely in time. It ticks the rim, but the Demons come out with it.
He wanted something on the contact there.
Nice behind the back feed. The finish by Garrett, but the big time.
Big fellow.
Big time pass by Zarabi Ginty.
Oh, my goodness.
And he's doing everything right early. He had the three-point play.
That was slick. I didn't see that coming. And for that ball to get through from that no-look behind the back, that was a gem.
5-point lead for Northwestern State. Lutz trying to stop it. No. And here comes Jovan Zelenbaba. Bouncer to the baseline. Ooh, bails out his team with a big jumper.
It got stuck, but it got stuck in the basket too, John. It's just a great move. And you're right, the end of the shot clock, having to make that individual move, but he made it. And that's what's going to have to happen, I think, against good defense when you get late in the clock. But that's a good look down low again. It's Northwestern State that's really the depth. I think keep an eye on that. That's going to be a factor as time goes on. Jalen King. with the score.
Yeah, big offensive rebound there for King, who missed yesterday's game. He was coming out of COVID protocol and wasn't available yet. King has 4 points, the last 4 for Northwestern State.
Well, and remember, when you're coming out of protocol, you haven't practiced either.
Good
and
point.
so you're, you're just jumping on the floor. This is your practice. You haven't had no reps.
A pull-up 3 does not go over the front of the rim by Reed. No turnovers, just because the quick shots are being put up here. What a spin move by Glasper. Put it on a mural. Make an EFT out of that thing, an NFT out of that thing. That was incredible by R.J. Glasper.
I'm waiting for the flex after this. Maybe I missed it, but look at the contact, the shot off the glass, hesitation, spin move, and comes down and finishes, chance for 3.
EFT is electronic funds transfer. NFT is non-fungible token. So I want to make a non-fungible token out of it. It was just beautiful by R.J. Glasper, and converts on the 3-point play. Northwestern up still by 4. Corner 3, wide open, but over the top. And loose ball foul on the Demons.
Well, I like Incarnate Word. They went right to their zone, the 1-3-1. Good call when you're down a couple of guys on the bench and you're a little bit short, a little thin. You got to preserve not only your energy but some fouls. 1-3-1 produced the corner shot and the over the back. So good call by Coach Carson Cunningham to go to the zone.
Drew Lutz already has 3 assists in this one, equaling what he did last night. Glasper can't get the angle. Kendall Coleman back in, claims the rebound. Good sharing of the basketball, and an early 3 by Garrett. Lutz out jumps Jalen King for that rebound. Both these teams just want to push, push, push.
Well, I love the pace. They play fast, and the ball moves.
Glasper just off.
Really enjoy the way you can see ball movement, whether by dribble or by the pass, mainly by the pass, but there's some quick players on this floor.
It's got the pace of an NBA game, really. I mean, just the way the ball's going up so quickly. They're not afraid to just, take an early shot if they like it.
Well, and you look at the Warriors that change a lot of the NBA. You're playing with 4 guards. Both teams are playing with some smaller players on the floor.
Kendall Coleman still scoreless. 0 for 3 from the floor. Shooting has calmed down a little bit after the hot start. Team's still being aggressive.
Bryce Glasper didn't take the big fella out on the floor. There was a switch off.
Glasper gives one away. That's the first turnover of the game on either team.
Well, Glasper looked like he bobbled it, but I don't like passes thrown at my feet. So
Coleman gets the roll against the freshman Christie.
And chance for an and one. But, I just mentioning, John, I think when you find an open player, you want to get him the ball shoulder level so he can get his shot up. The last thing you want to do is throw it at his feet. And that's where the turnover came from. Watch this move here. The contact, the foul, and the and one opportunity. Great presence to go up and maintain possession of the ball after contact.
Looks like Coach McConaughey might like the size advantage, the thickness advantage for number 4 Coleman against number 24 Christie.
Well, you got a choice. When you're playing against a smaller type team, John, you can match that, or you can say, look, we're going to have to match us. And I think a lot of coaches psychologically like to say, look, you're going to need to match us. So I like the thinking. I've always felt that way.
Well, this is the first 3 for Kendall Coleman, leading scorer and rebounder on the team, having a great second freshman season. Christie run off the 3-point line. Does have that in his arsenal. Gets it back in the corner. Contested 3. Over the top. Northwestern pushes the pace. What else is new? Zelen Baba. Ooh.
Friends and doing things his way.
Yeah, Coach McConaughey deserves that after 23 years just at Northwestern State, and then even more in Louisiana. Second chance bucket for the big man. Kendall Coleman, he's starting to find his groove, Coach.
Well, that's out of a timeout. Again, what do coaches do? His assistant coaches know what to do. He let him draw it up, and they went right to the rim.
They found Kendall Coleman for 2 on the second effort. Lutz goes out front. Feed set, three-pointer. Off the mark by Josh Morgan, and another rebound by Coleman. Brian White's back in, playing with 2 fouls. Tries to get it to Coleman. Slips it up top. Garrett alone. Another offensive rebound, and fouled on the floor, and that is 16 fouls on UIW. No free throws yet for Coleman and company.
I really like Coleman. You got to remember, he's a freshman, John. That's, you know, he's got a heck of a future ahead of him. Almost averaging a double-double, but a freshman out of Shreveport, he's still got a young and raw body. He's going to get nothing but better. I love the freshman.
Oh, he's been outstanding this year, Coach. He's had double figures in every game. He's missed 3 games this season, 1 because of the flu, and then also he had COVID as well, obviously, was in protocol. So we had that twin-demic happen to Kendall Coleman. Oh, that is a sweet hook shot.
He's making us look good.
Yeah, he is.
We're giving him a little props, and he turns around and just nails it. But, you know, he's really a special player. And again, just to think that he's a freshman, he looks very poised for his age, but he's just young. He's going to get better and better and better.
Northwestern State out shooting UIW. That's a big bucket by Drew Lutz to settle it down.
And he can do that. He can pull up on a dime. He's got great range, but he's really got good body balance. Good looking shot.
Another open 3 by Garrett. He just cannot buy his outside shot. He's gotten good looks. He is 1 for 4. Lutz stepping into it. The lefty buries it.
Again, a shooter shoot, Johnny. He's got the rhythm. You know, when you let a shooters get a rhythm, they can come by and torch you. You got to really take shooters out of a rhythm, because that's what they thrive on. They really like to play with that type of consistency.
That's what Johnny Cash told us, right? Get a rhythm when you get the blues.
I knew you knew that. That's pretty famous stuff.
Drew Lutz getting into that rhythm. Some string music from Drew Lutz out of Granger, Indiana, Penn High School in his 3rd year. He was a starter at point guard from the moment he came on campus in San Antonio under Coach Cunningham.
And that's Carson Cunningham's stomping grounds, you know. And there are some shooters in Indiana. But
absolutely. A few Hoosiers know how to shoot.
Well, let me tell you,
understand.
I grew up in the Midwest. You have baskets on every garage, every tree. If you go by a house, there's no basket there, something's wrong. I mean, you're from a different planet. You're not from Indiana. I mean, every house has a basket and a goal. And forget about winter. They'll shovel the driveway. I've seen people put in heated driveways. Indianans know how to shoot.
Jovan Zelenbaba knocks down both ends of a 1-and-1. Look at Genty getting down on the ground. LaTerrence Reed takes it away, shifts it out. Open 3. That is how you get out in transition. To have him in the first semester, but he's back for the second semester, and he has made himself immediately a factor. Wow, could RJ Glasper be any more wide open? And out of bounds as well, trying to go after his own rebound.
Unique to have 2 freshmen in a game that can play at this level and at high quality. And T-Set and Coleman are they're scary as freshmen.
If you can keep them together,
well, they're good.
Catch and shoot delivery by Jovan Zelenbaba.
Well, you got the sophomore from Israel showing you now that he's coming around for his 2nd year, and he's a veteran player as a sophomore. He's active. He does a lot of things for his team. He's
in the 3rd year with the program. Gives McConaughey's team a 14-point lead. Thomas Zevgaras is in for the first time at the post spot. RJ Glasper trying to get back going again. He had such a hot start. A little cold here recently. Instead, it's Josh Morgan from the free throw line.
That's a good-looking pull-up. Good rhythm shot.
He's got a skillful, powerful game, says Carson Cunningham, 4th-year head coach at UIW. Here's T-Set again. Coleman driving. Using glass, no, but an offensive rebound by Genty.
At the moment, you want to protect your player. I know Coach Cottrell was trying to do that, and Coach Cunningham will do the same for his player.
Yeah, Drew Lutz out of the game right now. And so shift Josh Morgan maybe over to more of a ball handler or ball handler by committee. So the true point guard Lutz is out of the game right now. Glasper coming off a screen, gives it back out to Ezedima, who knocks down his second three.
Well, and that was against a 7-foot, a contested shot. That's a huge shot over outstretched hands.
Definitely a tough one. Northwestern State has been red hot. They haven't turned it over yet. Carvel T-set, as good as any of them. 4 of 5 from 3. T-set almost got it back. Coleman kept it. T-set out to the corner. King floating 3 over the top.
It's a good possession defensively for Incarnate Word. They really got a good stop.
They need some of those. A contested 3. Just short. King comes out with it. Northwestern wants to run. Carvel T-set, got to pick him up. Ginty stepping out. And the consolation bracket semifinal of the Southland tip-off, the inaugural one. An 11-point lead, but Incarnate Word trying to cut into it. John Little back alongside Ben Braun in Katy at the Merrill Center, which has been the home of the Southland Conference postseason tournament for well more than a decade.
You know, love seeing these games here. And there's a great look for the big fella.
Benjamin Christie hitting his 34th 3 this season, Coach.
He's got range, but, you know, I'm talking about playing in the Merrill Center. What an advantage for these teams to be playing in their tournament setting.
And on the other side, Christie with a block on Coleman. Coleman gets it back, can't hit. Offensive rebound. King twirls. King can't finish. Christie with a rebound.
Now he's doing it on both ends, the 3 and then the block shot.
Here's Glasper, head up all the way through the lane, can't get the roll. Glasper, a natural-born scorer, approaching 2,000 points overall for his collegiate career. A rattled-in 3. Jovan Zellenbaba has his second.
Well, that play was created because they had numbers in transition, and oftentimes coaches encourage the 3-point shot in transition. Why? Because there's no defense. And if you can get offensive looks, you can score those shots, uncontested shots at a premium.
Back to an 11-point advantage for Northwestern State. Jump stop in the lane, no finish for Josh Morgan. And the ball wrestled away, but a stoppage. And it's going back to Northwestern State.
You know, it's so strange, John. Every time we get a stoppage, you just don't. This game's been going back and forth, back and forth. There just haven't been a lot of stoppages, but really good to see Drew Lutz back in the game for Incarnate Word, because he took a real blow.
Yeah, to his nose, ended up bleeding. Well-deserved rest for R.J. Glasper.
Tough kid, and he's back. You know, you always encourage players to try to get back in the game, but you know it's easier said than done. He's back in and shows a lot of resiliency.
Lutz officially has 7 with 3 assists. Runs into a screen here. Zellenbaba finds it short corner to Coleman. Tipped around, and another chance for Incarnate Word, down by 11 to cut it down. But it's lost down to the ground by Swaby, and a foul is called on the floor. Free throws on the way. Zellenbaba whistled for his first. 1-and-1 coming for Brandon Swaby. Out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Northeast High School, where they won a district championship as a senior. He's been a good, solid player in this program, 4th year at Incarnate Word. Run into the 1-and-1? No.
Well, he struggled from the line, there's no question.
It's 3 of 12 now this season, Coach.
Yeah, that's not the percentage I know he'd want to shoot, but you know he'll work at that. But keep getting there.
Zellenbaba finds a good shot. Swaby on the board. Approaching a minute left in the first half. Lutz back in the game after getting popped in the nose. Floats it down for Zevgaras. Zevgaras still backing down at Coleman with the block. But it's taken right back by Swaby. Zevgaras up and under the twisting move.
Well, I love the patience there of using your body to create a shot off the glass. Post players that can use their pivot feet and use their body, that's half the battle.
They've got us out of Greece. A national player. Drive to the hoop. And a foul called. A couple free throws on the way for LaTerrence Reed.
Now here's a drive and the foul. A good call.
Josh Morgan meeting him in the air. Morgan, his second foul. One of a couple Incarnate Word players. 3, in fact, with 2 fouls apiece. And the front end of 2 off the mark by Reed, who shoots at 81.5%. Northwestern State only 6th as a team, though, in the conference in free throw shooting. 62% as a team. Sweet gold kicks for LaTerrence Reed. He hits 1 of 2.
Well, you're going to play for the last shot here to have a chance to cut it to single digits into the locker room.
Great chance for Incarnate Word. Swavey patient with 13. RJ Glasper not on the floor right now, who leads the scores. But a three-pointer by Christie drops it in.
Yeah.
Zelen Baba from beyond midcourt. Oh, he's
on a roll, and you got to remember yesterday, Incarnate Word shot 69% in the first half, but 51% in the second half. So they are capable of coming out in the second half and shooting better.
And as we take a look at the second half numbers as well, big rebounding advantage for Northwestern State. Incarnate Word so far led by RJ Glasper and Gigi Ezedima. They both have 10 apiece. Northwestern State paced by the 14 points of starting guard Carvel T-Set. Winner of this game gets New Orleans at 1:30 tomorrow. The loser plays HBU here in the consolation bracket.
Well, and I'm reminded as I watch Mark Schlesinger watching this game, because he's got that player. So interesting here again. You know, Incarnate Word can shoot it. Their best shooter, by the way, might be the coach standing across the way. He was one of the prolific shooters that I've ever coached against. I coached against Coach Cunningham.
As the layup is good by Cedric Garrett. Tell me a little bit about that back in the day. Just what kind of player he was and how tough he was to find.
He was special, I mean, but he could shoot it. A smart player, played at Oregon State when I was first coaching at Cal, and he could play. And bright guy. He's got his doctorate. He's a teacher. Really enjoy talking with Dr. Cunningham.
He's written 6 books over the years. One was just released. We'll tell you about that in a bit. Brian White in transition. Bangs down his second 3 of the game.
Brian White said, look, if you're going to have a conversation about shooting, I got to get in this conversation. You don't have a conversation and not bring me into the mix here. So he must have heard us, John. But Northwestern State's showing the ability just to really knock down some shots. I think Coach McConaughey's got to be very pleased with their ability to get on the board.
Oh, that's 8 threes for Northwestern State. They only average 6.5. Step back 3 by Morgan. That barely draws iron as it heads out of bounds.
Well, Incarnate Word's more dependent on the 3, and Northwestern State is not. I think when you're dependent on the 3 and your shot's not falling, you're challenged a little more. Northwestern State's been able to, to do other things, but if they're able to knock down shots and get to the rim and do what they've done, they're just more lethal.
Brian White running the show. Garrett off to T-Set, who had such a big first half. Kicks it out to the corner. Brian White is feeling it. And on the rebound, a loose ball foul. Cedric Garrett may have pushed just a little bit from behind.
I love the guys who have inside position. You've boxed out. That's number 1. But when you give up an offensive rebound, you gotta play a little bit like you were pushed in the back, even if it's a tap. You sell it to the officials, and officials usually buy it.
That's the third team foul, or the third foul, I should say, on Cedric Garrett. First team foul of the second half on Northwestern. Good ball movement here, but no open shot for Morgan. Reed recovered on him. Another handoff to Morgan. Turns the corner, slips it inside. Nice job by Benjamin Christie to let the skies clear.
Good unselfish play to get your big fella a touch.
Freshman, true freshman out of Australia, taking over as the center for this team this season. Smooth jumper from the top of the arc by Kendall Coleman.
Well, when you have a big fella shooting like that and he's going to work, he's doing work inside, that's an all-purpose player. Again, only a freshman.
Three-pointer, that's no good by Christie, but he grabs his own miss. Christie finds a cutter. It's Glasper for two.
Well, how about that? Presence of mind to go after your own shot, which more players did, and then finds his point guard on a give and go for a basket. Good heads-up play.
Just outstanding play. First assist by Benjamin Christie to go along with his 8 points. Three-pointer off the rim by Reed, tipped around. Here's Glasper. Glasper hustling after it. Attacking in transition. Kicks it out to Lutz. The triple doesn't go.
Now, that was as good a look as he's going to get, and did everything but go down. That bottomed out. But good look from Glasper.
Lutz this season has struggled from beyond the arc, but he's so capable. Quick turn and hook. Coleman, no. And a reach-in foul called against an overly aggressive LaTerrence Reed.
You know, you mentioned Drew Lutz, and obviously when your percentages aren't where you want them to be, you have choice. You can stop shooting, or you can continue to shoot. And I promise you that Carson Cunningham is encouraging his junior from Granger. Hey, you got to keep shooting. Those percentages will go up. And as you look, that was a good release. That was a good look. Percentages will come around, but you know, shooters shoot it, and you can't let a missed shot discourage you from taking your next shot. If you're a good shooter, you always think your next shot's going to go down.
We talked a lot about how the Cardinals have a shorter bench coming into this one. Only 4 players available off the bench. The Demons have a few more. We'll see how the Cardinals wear down as this game goes on. A post touch by Ezedima, but he gets blocked away.
Well, they've got some size right now for the Demons interior, making it a little bit tough on Incarnate Word to get something at the rim.
Kendall Coleman rotates it. Double clutch 3 by King. He thought about it. Decided to take it, and it caroms off. King and Coleman both missed yesterday's game. Coming back from COVID. Ezedima, nothing but the bottom of the net.
Nice
That's
rhythm.
His third 3.
Nice rhythm, good-looking shot. Pure shooter.
God's gift is his first name. They call him Gigi. Out of Nigeria. Hits the 3 to give him 13. Deep 2 does not fall by Kendall Coleman. And here comes UIW down 7. Lutz drops it off. Ezedima, 2 more. It's a 5-point game.
This is the danger area. If you're Northwestern State, John, you cannot relax. You had a good lead, double digits, but you know UAW is going to come back in this game. They've got too many weapons. They play at a hard, tough pace, fast pace. You've got to dig in defensively. You got to put some pressure on the ball. Use your depth.
Right now, UIW is playing well on the defensive side. These are 2 teams that have struggled defensively this season. T-set for a deep 2. No good. But an offensive rebound. Jalen King takes it away. T-set relocates the step back. The J doesn't go. But getting down on the floor.
Excellent job with him. It's all about habits when you're a post guy. If your habits are good, you're gonna be effective.
Trying to find the range. Only 4 of 14 from the floor, but over the course of the season, he's second best in the conference in those that qualify, shooting 57%. Away from the ball, a foul called. A rare one on Incarnate Word. We haven't had a ton of fouls called in this game. Gigi Ezedima, his second.
And I like the mindset of Northwestern State out of the timeout, trying to go, the game's starting to get away a little bit, the lead slipping away. They tried to go right inside, right in the interior to get something easy. Really liked it.
Ezedima's going to get a quick rest. See him back in. He has 13 points. He has been outstanding in this one. Northwestern State trying to move it, trying to snap a little 7-0 run. And a 3-minute scoreless string off the mark by Robert Hugas, getting some of his first action. But Hugas out of Athens, Greece, to the line for 2.
That was good patience, John. I thought Incarnate Word did a really good job of just putting pressure on the ball, making it tough for Northwestern State, but they stayed with it, and as a result, they got a good look and a good chance for free throw.
Bradley Akile on the foul. And Robert Hugas, who had 14 yesterday, plus 5 rebounds against Corpus Christi, really didn't play in the first half, but Hugas getting some second half minutes. Hugas averaging about 2 points, 2 rebounds a game. And that was his career high yesterday. Must like shooting in this gym.
Yeah. It's a nice gym. It's a shooter's gym, I'll tell you that. It's got great lighting, great facility.
I love this place.
Yeah, it's just a really good venue.
It's been absolutely perfect for this tournament and others like it over the last few years for the Southland Conference. McNeese's new Legacy Center will be the host of the conference tournament on the basketball side coming up in 2023. A takeaway, Jovan Zelenbaba. Little ball fake, handoff for a leader, no, but a whistle and a foul. Naming free throws for Jalen King, yes.
Well, Coach McConaughey talked about Jovan Zelenbaba, and, you know, he gave up a shot and got his teammate a good look at the basket. So, you know, you could make your teammates better. And I always admired players that gave up themselves opportunities to just get an easier shot for your teammates.
First one missed by Jalen King, but that's what you'd expect from a third-year sophomore in Zelenbaba, kind of a combo guard. They mainly use him as an off-the-ball guy, but he's smart too, and he's old. You know, no offense, but he's 24.
Well, you're from Israel. That's what you do. You know, had quite a few players from there. You're in the Army 2 years. It's not quite a Mormon situation, but it's similar. You're going to come back. You're going to meet older, more mature players.
Oh, nice take by Lutz. Gives it up. Extra pass. Three-pointer. Bang down. Josh Morgan from R.J. Glasper. Big shot.
Well, you see that the Cardinals aren't going away, John. You're going to have to put them away. They're playing tough. They're resilient. They've been a good second-half team, and they're really making things happen.
We look up. It's a 5-point game again. Tarbell T-set was so hot early. That is not a shot that he likes. Scoreless in the second half.
No shot selection there. I think that's showing you're, you know, a little bit of inexperience there, and it's good to have the confidence, but they've been getting better shots, and now you're opening the door again for Incarnate Word, because they have been a very opportunistic team.
It seems wide open. This is anybody's game, for sure. Only a 5-point contest. Northwestern State led by double digits at one point. Lutz outside. Morgan can't make a second straight three.
That had been a huge basket.
Quickly up the floor. This back and forth game. Hugas gives it up. Zelenbaba steps into this. Oh, he fires it down. Jovan Zelenbaba with his third three of the night.
Now, Coach McConaughey knows his personnel. He mentioned the young man and how well he's been playing and the lift he's given him. That was a huge shot. Really good rhythm shot.
Lutz to the hoop. Count it. And the foul on Zelenbaba.
Any thought about his injury and shying away from contact, John?
Nah.
No, why not? That's just a huge drive finish to the basket, exposes himself, and gets the contact, the chance for three. Look at that. He took a good blow to the nose, and he showed no fear.
He's a conference leader in minutes played per game. That's coming off an injury-riddled season last year for the Cardinals, where he only started 7 games. But man, he's really shown up in this one.
No, I really admire his effort. Plays hard.
Right back to a 5-point game again. Robert Hugas, or rather this is Northwestern State up on Incarnate Word. 59-54, under 12 to play. Incarnate Word has just hung around, and they got the ball back, Coach.
Now, they're dangerous, and, you know, put the ball in their scorer's hands, and I'll tell you, they're a scrappy group. That's a good defensive possession right there for Northwestern State, because they knew how to get it up into Drew Lutz. He's been a thorn in their side, and they got up in him and forced it. Would look like a turnover. Now it's a jump ball, and fortunate to get the ball back.
Yeah, nearly a rare turnover, but there have not been many turnovers in this game. We're talking about 3 total in the game for UIW, 2 for Northwestern State, 5 total turnovers in this game.
Well,
Josh Morgan trying to throw it up, and Zelenbaba says, I didn't even touch it.
Yeah, you mentioned no turnovers. There's a theory behind that, too. You shoot the ball enough before you get a chance to turn it over. And some coaches have that philosophy, too. I think both coaches are pretty lenient with their teams and shots, and so they're apt to get shots up before they turn it over.
I feel ashamed. I've never asked, but what kind of offense did you run predominantly? Were you looking for quick shots?
Well, we were looking for shots in transition. We always said try to beat the defense down the floor. If you couldn't get a shot in transition, then we'd go into our secondary, our kind of our flow motion into an offense. And then if we couldn't get that, we'd run a set play. After timeouts, probably set plays. But today's game has such a flow to it. Everybody's running a flow offense. There's no stoppage. You keep playing. The ball doesn't stop, so you want to keep players moving and the ball moving.
It's just a three-point game now. After both free throws go down, Demons need an answering bucket. Zellenbaba stepping back, short corner, burying a beautiful J.
He's been gold for Northwestern State. I mean, he's just been on fire, whether he's scoring, assisting. He's just played a beautiful basketball game.
He's got 13 off the bench, and Northwestern's bench has outscored UIW's bench 27-2.
That's huge.
Talk about depth, Coach. Hey, but the starters haven't been bad for UIW until this giveaway. Only the fourth of the game. Brian White in transition. King, the ball fake, but he walked.
Well, I like the move, but it almost looked too good. Sometimes you can't make it look too good. And I think he just moved that pivot foot a hair. So good defense. So, give UIW credit for getting back and stopping the ball. I mean, Incarnate words, stopping the ball, just making it tough.
Lutz turning the corner at the hole. Lots of contact, no call. He's a guy that just invites contact, doesn't he?
Well, he's an aggressive player, and he's quick.
Quick turn. No score, but Kendall Coleman earned some foul shots thanks to the hack by Lutz. Lutz reaching in, and Coleman has a chance to get to the double-double mark. He's had 5 of them this year.
Well, I like his ability to get to the line. That's a knack. And if you can do that, knock down your free throws, you've created an edge for your team.
And, no knock, but that certainly has been probably the biggest weak point in his game so far this season. He came in only 32%.
No, and you know what? Again, give me a guy that gets the line.
Sure.
And, it's the players that shy away from the line because they're worried about missing their free throws. Get to the line. You're going to improve. The more you get there, the more you're going to improve. And you just got to get there and get your confidence going because he can shoot the basketball. There's no doubt about it. Got a nice touch.
Yeah, 1 of 2 on that trip. Yeah, it doesn't look like a 32% touch, does it?
It's a good release, and a lot of it's psychological. You just got to get out there and get your confidence, but it'll happen. He's only a freshman.
That's his 6th double-double. He's got 10, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks as well. Good defender, too. And UIW down by 6. Only 7 to shoot for Morgan. Going to work baseline. Morgan attacks, and the follow by R.J. Glasper.
Wow, huge putback by Glasper. What a hustle play. Desperately needed that shot. They didn't want to come away empty there.
4-point game. Hesitation. Brian White to the bucket himself.
And he lost the smallest player on the floor because he's pretty slippery to the basket. He put his head down. He was low to the ground and got by his defenders. That's a big basket by Northwestern State. A lot of these teams hitting some really crucial shots because missed shots here, successive missed shots could really open the game up for either team.
R.J. Glasper. Remember him from the first half? So good. What a slip! And the finish by Swaby.
The no-look bounce pass. The value of having Glasper on your team. Glasper just makes it so tough on you.
And an offensive foul.
Oh. Now you see it, and here it is. Now you see it, now you don't. Whew. I don't think Northwestern State knew what was coming on that. He just froze everybody, thought they was going to go up, and he, found him, man. Talk about eyes in the back of your head.
R.J. Glasper, 5 years of experience, started his career at Arkansas Tech in Russellville, an outstanding Division II program with the Wonder Boys. And then went on to Oral Roberts last season, obviously the run to the NCAA tournament, but got hurt at the end of last season. Now, in his 5th year as a collegiate player, he just has that steadying presence for the Cardinals. Where's number 1? Stepping back. Oh, that is just money for R.J. Glasper.
John, you set the table for that shot. You really set it up because Glasper's Division II, my kind of guy. I told you, I had some Division II players that transferred. They can play. Forget about level. A player can play. It doesn't matter what level you're at and what size you are.
I've done a ton of games in Russellville at Arkansas Tech, and they know how to play basketball there on the men's side, the women's side. Great American Conference. R.J. Glasper was the freshman of the year.
Yeah.
His first year.
Yeah, the two most underrated things or overrated things sometimes is somebody saying, well, you're high level. I never believe that. You're at the level you are. You're either a player or you aren't. And size may be the most overrated thing. I was fortunate to coach Earl Boykins. Pound for pound, one of the best players I ever coached. And
how tall was Earl again?
He's 5'5".
Wow.
With shoes on.
Wow.
130 pounds, soaking wet.
But you'd take him a million times out of a million.
Just unbelievable player. Played 14 years in the NBA.
Just incredible. Straight on three. Karam's off for Christie. That could have given UIW the lead. An over-the-back call goes against Bradley Akile. For Akile, it's his second. Team foul number 6 on UIW. Man, Christie nearly gave the Cardinals the lead.
Well, it's a good opportunity here, for UIW to get a stop. Incarnate Word can just get a stop here. They're over the top here, and they couldn't because they got the ball right into the middle of the basket. And the Demons have been able to get baskets when they've needed it, but this Incarnate Word team's not going away. They're pesky. They've come back, and they are difficult to defend.
Northwestern State once led by 14. Kick to the corner. Spin away by Swaby. Late in the shot clock. Another chance for Christie, but it's short. Long pass ahead. Knocked to Coleman. Coleman to the rack.
That's creating an edge. No doubt about that one. Glaspers with the chance for the steal came up a little short, and as a result, Northwestern State with the put down. Throw down.
Zellenbaba's pass was just a tick short, but still, the Demons get the fast break bucket. R.J. Glasper trying to get his team back going. Oh, what a hesitation move. Come on.
He had the whole gym faked out on that, John. I'm looking for the ball. I'm looking for players up in the air. Really enjoy watching him play. He's a treat. If you're watching him play, you got to enjoy it because the players like him don't come around that often. He's just a special guy.
18 points in this one. That gives him 1,950 points for the entirety of his NCAA career. Backdoor lob. Oh, just off the mark. Great look to Akile. Couldn't lay it home.
Well, that would have cut it to 2.
Instead, Northwestern State can grow the lead. No. As you've been saying several times, the door is open for the Cardinals, who took such a mighty loss yesterday. Glasper puts on the brakes. Wearing those silver sneakers.
That's the silver bullet. That thing's traveling at high speeds.
R.J. Glasper just looks like a man that wants to take control of this game. But instead, he sets up Akile off the mark. Carbell T-Set has not scored in the second half. He had 14 in the first half. Going to get Coleman a touch instead, and look at that big shoulder from the big man.
I love the spin move. Go to the baseline.
Oh, but right back the other way. It's a 4-point game again, courtesy of Brandon Swaby.
John can't celebrate after a score. I think there was a little bit of sigh of relief there after the score, and no celebration in order here.
The Cardinals will not go away. The winner gets New Orleans tomorrow at 1:30 in the 5th place game. The loser plays a pesky HBU squad in the 7th place game. This is a foul on Akile, his 3rd.
Well, I love the harassing, trapping defense of Incarnate Word. They just, trying to push some turnovers and almost came away with one there. They're just a play or two away from getting back and regaining getting this lead, John.
I'm not saying this foul was intentional, but it's a 1-and-1 here. And again, the numbers say Kendall Coleman, 32%.
Well, I'm going to foul him before I give him a clear lane to the basket. That's for sure.
But he makes good on the front end.
Because he listened to us. He's not going to take that. And
no.
you know, you get challenged. And I used to try that with my players. Some of the players used to get so mad at me, they'd made free throws just in spite of me. And I said, you know, whatever works. Another player I had, Leon Poe, I can tell you that story. He was struggling for the free throw line. I said, Leon, every time you miss a shot, your average goes down by 1. He made every shot after that. He wanted to get drafted, and he didn't want his average going down. So each player has a different motivation. You got to find your motivational point, John.
Coleman's had a nice one. 15 points, 12 rebounds, 1 of 2 that trip. Makes it a 5-point lead, but that is not safe against the Cardinals the way they've been scoring the ball today. Lutz around the screen. He hits Morgan. Lutz back with it, only 8 to shoot. Lutz. Open 3 by Morgan. What a big shot.
And what a big pass by Drew Lutz to his teammate in the corner for the open 3. Starts with a drive. That you've got to defend the drive, and you do when you give up an open shot.
The 5th assist. Carvel T-Set still hasn't scored in the second half. A 2 ties it. A 3 gives him the lead, and T-Set called for the blocking foul out at midcourt. Here comes a 1-and-1 for Drew Lutz. We could be tied.
John, who'd have thunk it? I mean, really, this is coming all the way back, and Incarnate Word has earned this. They have just stayed in it mentally. It's not that Northwestern State hasn't played well. It's, you know, this is on Incarnate Word. They've just turned it up another notch, and we said this at the outset that they did this yesterday. They 19%,
14 down,
and then now they've gone to 51% yesterday. And look at this. Wow.
For Lutz, that was his 5th assist. For Morgan, his second 3, none bigger. And we are tied. It is a brand new game with 4:29 left. Carson Cunningham, the doctor, described something at halftime for his Cardinals to get back in it. Meanwhile, away from the ball, away from the double, there's a foul and free throws on the way for Cedric Garrett, who gets taken down by Brandon Swaby.
And it's too bad they fouled, John, because they had an excellent double team off the dribble, and they were about to, I think, be in danger of turning it over in Northwestern State, and got bailed out with the foul. That's twice they've trapped ball screens. I like that action by Incarnate Word, just disrupting Northwestern State a little bit, taking them out of their rhythm.
Front end of the 1-and-1, good by Cedric Garrett. Back in the game, Benjamin Christie, the center out of Australia. Akile takes a seat. A 2-point lead again for Northwestern State as Cedric Garrett makes good on both. He's a Houston native himself, went to Kip Sunnyside High School before going on to Murray State College. R.J. Glasper, 2 points shy of 20. Back off to Drew Lutz. Reverses it to Glasper. Glasper has it knocked away. Rare turnover. Look at this one. Almost touched the ceiling. T-Set. Big shot by Carvel T-Set.
And I've heard a big shot, Bob. How about big shot T-Set? That was a big basket. Corner 3 to separate again, just when Incarnate Word was ready to take that lead.
That is his 5th 3. Lutz around the screen, reverses back to... Incarnate Word can make it a 1-point game as Drew Lutz steps to the line to try to complete a 3-point play. He has 15 now to go along with 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Northwestern State, the ball in a 1-point lead.
There's a double team off the screen.
Carvel T-Set gets rid of it. He's trying to get it out of T-Set's hands.
Well, that's smart. That's just a good strategy.
Pull up, Brian White. He's short. UIW can take the lead on this possession. 3 minutes left. Drew Lutz operating against the bigger Garrett. R.J. Glasper, who has 18 in the game, tiptoes to the corner. Finds Lutz. Lutz behind the back, stepping in, lead. The lead for the Cardinals.
Well, you get your defender up in the air, stepped through, knew exactly what to do. Didn't think there was much there, John, but he made something out of nothing, and that's what great players do.
UIW started out with a great run to this game. That's a blocking foul, and T-Set will go to the line. UIW, for the moment, has their first lead since early in the first half. It was 16-14 with 14:24 left in the first half.
John, the intensity on this floor is just amazing. UIW, Incarnate Word, is showing you something defensively. Both ends of the floor, they're playing aggressively. They're trapping ball screens. They're taking charges. Scrapping back in this game. Coming back to take the lead after being down pretty seriously.
It is a stand-up effort. Meanwhile, Mike McConaughey's team has to withstand the blow here. They were up by 14, down by 1 for the first time in a while, tying it up thanks to the T-Set free throw.
Well, and Northwestern State was playing at a high level. Again, it wasn't our Incarnate Word that was failing on any count. It was Northwestern State that was playing such good basketball. And when you're playing good basketball and you're playing against a team playing good basketball, you got to hang in there. Eventually those numbers are going to turn. You're not going to hit the shots at the same rate, and that's what happened. The tide started to turn, but we've got a lot of good time left now for teams to take an edge. This is now even.
T-Set swings his team in front. Can UIW respond? Get it back to RJ Glasper. He's made some big shots. Glasper, eyes on the bucket, hangs, can't hit. Tip follow is good by Christie.
He has made some huge shots for his team. What an opportunity there by knocking up that shot and getting the tip in. Great look.
That one's over the top by Kendall Coleman. And the Cardinals have the ball and the lead by 1 as we cross the 1.5-minute mark. RJ Glasper running it down, spreading the floor. 10 to shoot now. Drew Lutz. Lutz on the drive. To the cup. Can't go. Kendall Coleman with a big rebound. Now the Demons try to take the lead. T-Set, the two-man game, kicks it to the corner. Reed for the lead. Terrence Reed.
Huge play, John. The misdirection coming to the middle of the floor and the throwback. All the defense helps to the middle of the floor. You find the corner three. That was a great play, great setup, great release.
10th three of the game by the Demons. Glasper. He hangs, he hits. We're tied again at 80.
Incarnate Word's going to get the ball back anyways, but you want to, not play for the last shot and get a bad shot or all 30 seconds. Take the best shot you can and try to get inside. Maybe you try to get a foul because you're in the double bonus.
A double bonus for Northwestern State. Northwestern has all their timeouts, all 3 left. 13 to shoot. Great look. But Selling Bubba rims it up.
As quickly as possible.
They did not have Coleman in on that offensive possession. He comes in defensively. The free throw good by Cedric Garrett. He has 11. Now it was Northwestern State to defensively. An open 3. It comes up short, but an offensive rebound. 6 seconds left. Oh, this is dangerous. And out near midcourt, it's thrown ahead. Very